All right, folks, today we're going to talk real quick on how to build the mini Gemini or the Gemini-Mini, which is a small, extremely small transfer case to mount 1/18 motors for 1/10 scale rigs. I use these little guys on my wheel rock buggy. And the point of being so small is that you can mount two of these in your skid plate. And that allows you to run dual transmission or dual transmission and motor setup. So you can control with one tiny transmission and motor the front axle, and with another one of these you can control the rear axle. So what you'll need to print the two plates, the back and forward plate right here. They're identical, they're just mirror. The body mount, which is basically where the screws go in and will put everything together. And then you have the pinion cover, which is basically to make things a bit more sturdy and hold the motor right. So this is how it would look once built up with the gears inside. And if you notice this shaft right here, it's a 1/18 shaft, so it's a bit smaller than the usual 1/10 shaft. And here you will see inside SAN 48P metal gears. So this setup will only work with portal axles. So you'll need the 3D printed parts. This is going to be available in cold sun. You'll need Capra 1/18 UTV gear set. These are sold on Amazon. They're pretty cheap. They sell these idler, which has one little bearing inside here and here with this little shaft that goes through. And then this other gear, which is for the output shaft right here, that uses this little pin right here to hook this gear. So that will go like this. All right, so super simple. So the first step is you'll need these little guys here, these little bearings. These are the same that come with the Capra 1/18, and you'll put them in both sides of the plates. They will match perfectly, and gonna come a little out. So usually what I do is I press them against the table just to make sure that they are all the way in. And then these little guys will also go here on the side to grab the idler. Again, I put it with my finger and then I press it against the table, and this is how it looks. So we'll do the same with the other plate here. Oh, it was easier. They will look like that. Once that's all set up, we are ready to put one of these. So to mount these, you will use these 8mm screws and these flat screws that are 6mm. So we'll do that real quick. So you can start with either side, doesn't matter. So it has only one way to go. As always, we are screwing in plastic, so you need to be very careful not to over tighten things, otherwise you're gonna break the plastic and you will lose the strength of that plastic hooking up. So then it has 4 screw mounts. The ones on the back are bottom screws, and on the front there are flat screws, so you can fit the motor without interfering. Very careful not to over tighten them. Just a little tight. And at this point things will look like this. And then what we will do is you can decide these gears, you can install them in any way. That you can flip them, and I'll show you guys why in a minute. So for example, you can put this in this direction or the other direction, like that, whatever you want to do. And it will depend on something real quick that I'll show you guys in a minute. It will depend where you want to mount the motor, mainly. Where do you prefer to mount the motor? So you will add those gears, and the gears are going to be installed like that. So if you see, the motor pinion is going to spin this side of the gear set, and usually that means that you're going to mount the motor on this side, not on this side, because if you mount on this side, the pinion is going to be too close to the wall of that gears. But let me put this on. Now it's going to be easier to show. But if you mount the motor on this side, you'll have the gears far out, so it's usually easier to mesh. But it also depends on what type of pinion you have, because there are some pinions that are continuous, and you can put the motor on both sides. So that's all. You need to choose in what side you want that idler there, either on this wall or on this wall. Then simple as that. Make sure everything's fit inside the bearings. You can go and screw. Real quick. We're just about finishing this. There we go. So this is it. This is ready to go. So you see these are spinning very, very free. I don't know if you guys can see that. It will continue spinning if I just spin it with my finger. Very free, right? So that's what we want. Should be free. And then you can mount the motor in this way or in this way. And if you don't like where that gear is set, you can flip them inside to be in either side. So you have two of these little things, and then you'll put the pinion cover, which usually there's one side. In this side over here is where the motor would be. So if you're putting the motor here, you would mount it like this. You would put a few screws there to mount the pinion cover, and the motor will be already mounted here on those screws, so no screws there. So then that will give more strength to overall structure and protect everything. So once you have two of these, you can do whatever you want. You can put them like that and have one motor coming out this way and motor coming out this other way, and then have pinions both sides, or put them in line like this, and then have one motor on each side in line. So I will share setup pictures of all the many positions that you can do. But basically, if you have a skid here, this is the Gemini skid. These mounting holes are compatible with the Gemini skid. They're 6 millimeter away. You can drill your own skid if you want. So there are many skid options for Gemini as well, so you can choose among those two. And then what you could do, these are flippable, so you can put them on one side like this, or you can flip them anywhere you want, and you can put them in the other side and flip them again. So what this allows you to do is to do a bunch of setup. For instance, something like this, and that will have one output there and the other output there. on each side. For example, if you have off-seed pumpkins, and then you have one motor here and one motor here. Or you can invert these and have it like that, where you have both outputs on the middle. Hard to show without holding this up, but I guess you guys get the point. And then you have one motor on each side, or both front or both forward. The motor would fit here in this little space, for example. So it gives you all kind of alternative. There's also another model that I'm going to include, which is this one. It basically has the same hardware that are in this, but in a single unit. The difference is it's taller because it's made to fit inside the skid plate altogether and mount the two motors here. But it's way taller. The nice thing about this one is that it's extremely smaller. All that smaller. So if you need room for your interior or anything, or for electronics, you have plenty of room there. All right, thank you.